Watching Good Day Austin on Fox 7.
I've got Ben right here with the Briscoe Center for American History on the UT campus. How are you, sir, this morning?
Very good, sir. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for joining us. And the reason why I had you on today is I kind of want to get your historical perspective. We're in the middle of this pandemic. Everybody's staying home. It's just a crazy time. But this is not the first time we've been through something like this. And especially at UT, this is not the first time UT's been through something like this. Setting the scene here, back in 1918, we were dealing with the Spanish Influenza that was really taking a toll on the Texas oil fields. We were coming out of World War I. It was killing just millions around the world.
Yep.
What happened at UT? How did UT handle this?
Well, for a start off, UT shut down. It shut down with most other businesses and churches and other non-essential stores in the city of Austin in October. There was a city ordinance at the beginning of October really shutting the city down for 30 days. It didn't include a shelter-in-place ordinance, but people pretty much stayed at home. There wasn't much else to do. The movie theaters and the pool halls and the churches and everything else kind of shut down, and so people already left their home.
And I love looking at old photos. I love looking at old documents and stuff like that. You sent me something that UT put out in 1918. It's called the Keep Well pamphlet.
Oh, yes. Yes, it sounds a bit like sort of the British World War II phrase of keep calm and carry on. And there was this sort of stiff upper lip aspect to it that, yeah, as a Brit, I sort of sympathize with. But a very practical way of dealing with it, telling students what to avoid crowds, to avoid the common towel like the plague, I think is one of the lines. And yet there is sort of no call to panic at the same time. Just follow these steps and your likelihood of getting it is less.
Right. And those guidelines in the Keep Well pamphlet, they're so familiar. They sound just like something we would hear today. There is.
Yeah. Right. And then, of course, in the spring of 1919, the response again has echoes of what we're going through now. There's a whole testing apparatus at UT that pops up. Students have their temperatures taken every day. People are advised not to come into school if they're feeling under the weather. If you have a temperature and you come into UT, you're sent home.
Well, last question, as someone like yourself who loves history, what do you think about the situation that we're in and how history is going to record that 70, 80, 90 years later?
It's an absolute puzzle. To quote Dr. Alfred Crosby, he wrote about the Spanish flu pandemic in America. It's a puzzle as to why we have no collective memory of it. I suspect things will be different with coronavirus. I suspect we will remember it. And I think that'll be in part due to the sacrifices people have made in addition to the death toll. That there was no shelter in place. There was no sort of lockdown in 1918 in the same sort of way that we're experiencing today. So I think that social aspect will really burn itself in the memories of people now in a way that it didn't over 100 years ago.
Ben Wright with the Briscoe Center at UT. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Good to talk to you.